tribal society.
So, do you want to introduce this next topic?
Yeah, no, cancel culture and cancel culture. So cancel and counsel. Don't get away.
Let's spell it.
No. Let me. I don't want to act like Tia. I don't want to be acting like Tia now. Be acting like I'll be sounding smart to somebody dumb. Do you know what I mean? I'll be saying something smart to dumb people. But anyways,
but we mean cancel as in CANCEL, and then counsel COUNSEL.
Yeah.
Go.
So basically, for this topic, I'm particularly concerned with the way society is going, right? In the sense where you see one wrong thing, and instead of instead of dialogue, is more emotional response where everybody just wants to chop up things people's head. It's like George Floyd. Personally speaking, I thought when George Floyd died, I didn't think a protest like that was needed. I personally thought it was time for us to reflect together as a society. And when I said society, black society.
So you agree with Candace Owens?
Not necessarily.
I'm saying it.
No, but hey, not necessarily. No, she makes some good points, but I don't necessarily agree with her. But she definitely does make some points that make sense. But what I'm saying is I don't necessarily think we needed a protest. I felt in that sense that as opposed to a protest, we needed a strategy. And again, we failed. Because we did a protest, and what happened? Every stereotype they bring back to black people happened, right? So they got donations from Black Lives Matter, and what happened? They bought marshals in Malibu, and boom, boom, boom. It goes back to the same discussion of, we are the ones that destroy our own self, and then the main topic is getting lost. Anyway, let's go out of that. The main point I'm trying to make with cancel culture is, I don't think the way it's being portrayed is meant to help society at the moment. I feel like cancel culture right now is from an opportunistic and power hungry people that use it to control society in order for them to restore law and order, as opposed to creating a society where everybody lives happily and freely in a way to and even express their own self. And I don't know if you guys feel the same about that, but basically I think cancel culture is just put in place. The way cancel culture operates right now is just put in place to silence people, as opposed to do the quote unquote intentional thing was supposed to do, where it was supposed to guide, it was supposed to protect our morals as society. Because what's our morals as society? That's another second question. But what do you guys think about cancel culture at the moment?
So I have this point. I want to bring in the perspective that it's just not because of the internet, or it's not only recently that people started cancelling others. We've always have boycotting, and this dates back to centuries, right? So
boycotting?
Yeah.
When you say centuries, please give me an example. I'm just that kind of guy. Tell me an example.
Okay. So always we've had situations in societies where one person thinks different from every other person, right? Let's say, let's bring it to religion. We have situation where everyone is Catholic Christian, and then one person feels like, I don't think the decision the Pope makes is the right decision, right? And it's always been happening for centuries. It's dating back to thousands of years that the whole society would just decide, I think this guy is trying to do something that we all don't agree with. Probably we should stop respecting his family. Okay. We should throw stones at his door every morning. We shouldn't buy what he sells. That is boycotting. It's very similar to cancel culture in this current society. So it's always been there all along. And it is a way to actually force morals down into the society. Mm-hmm. And just as you've explained, it has always been controlled by some people. So boycotting, cancel culture, it's controlled by some people to break orders, or let's say guide others to follow some certain culture, some certain morals, some certain agreements in the society.
Crazy. Do you know what you just sorry, when I was just saying this, something just came to my head. I was talking about that. The first thing I could think of from a Nigerian point of view is Biafra. Biafra is the first point of cancel culture. These cancel
Who
culture.
cancelled who?
I ain't naming names because I'm trying to secure my job. But
Hey.
you know what I'm saying? As in, bunch of people cancelled, bunch of people, and bunch of innocent people died. You know what I'm saying? It was wild. It was wild.
Yeah, so it's always been like that.
That's true,
Then now,
actually.
let me bring in the perspective that yes, it is now more rampant because of course we've benefited from the internet. The whole world is now like a global village. It's almost like we are sitting in the same room.
Yeah.
Everyone in this world, over 6 billion people sitting in the same room. One person will talk and every other person can listen immediately. We've benefited from this, and of course we must take the consequences. Our celebrities have benefited from, in those days, being celebrity in a small town. So if they would be cancelled, they would be cancelled in that small town, and if they move to some other town, they would take away that cancellation. You see what I mean? Now they've benefited from being local champions to global champions, and of course we should expect that these celebrities would also take the consequences of being local council champions to global council champions. You see, so I'm trying to explain
Very good
that
point.
this has always been happening. It is now happening.
It's just a bit evident now because of the internet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I hear what you're saying, and I agree that cancel culture has, in essence, existed from time.
Likewise, agreed too.
In this context of modern society, however, the expression that we have of cancel culture is a bit different to how it has been historically. Like you said, if there was a pope that people didn't agree with, they cancelled him, but it was real cancellation. It was, you got cancelled. You know what I'm saying?
The newspapers start with you.
Not
Back
even
in the
newspapers,
day.
I'm saying you got cancelled. You really
Literally.
cancelled. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But in this modern society, the way we're having it is more like a virtue signaling, signposting kind of way, where I would argue it doesn't really have any effect. And my opinion on cancel culture is, to me, I'm not even, you know, when people always complain about cancel culture and they say, oh, these people online, sometimes people allocate it to the far leftist group, or I would say even
the
far
right,
rightist
yeah,
group. Everybody
exactly.
does it. To me, my opinion on this is, it's the public that is at fault. It's the public that is supporting this dumb behavior, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because take, for example, someone says something and then all of a sudden there are comments online saying, oh, we need to cancel this person, we need to block this person, we need to do that. And then another company, let's say someone says something, an artist says something.
Call Nike out, Nike.
An artist says something, a brand like Adidas is like, nah, I don't want to mess with this artist anymore. I'm just throwing examples out there. But to me, the interesting conversation is, I believe that those companies, the general public, are the ones enabling cancel culture in this modern expression of cancel culture, by feeding into it. Because if you see bad feedback or bad reporting about like an artist that says something, most of those people that are saying that, I would argue, were never even supporters. So people that will say, okay, let's say there's an artist, I'll just give a random name, Kanye West. Just a random example, Kanye West. And people are like, oh, I'm going to boycott Kanye West, I'm never going to buy Kanye West stuff. The people saying that were people that never bought Kanye West things in the first place. So you as a company who is Adidas, who is getting rid of Kanye West, you're the one enabling cancel culture by listening to people that they were never affecting the bottom line. If you give this thing 1 year, 2 years, and saw that his fan base didn't actually decrease, the people that actually were buying his brand, were still buying his brands, what is the point of cancelling him? The point comes to when the general public enables this cancellation culture, then complains afterwards, oh, we have too much cancellation culture. If you have too much cancellation culture, stop feeding into it. If a group of trolls online are running making an individual or a topic trend by saying, oh, let's cancel this, most likely those were not the people that were investing in those things anyways. The real cancellation is in people's actual pockets, where people put their money. It's not in Twitter conversations or online posts. is when people said, if I was on a, let's say Adidas, and there was this artist Kanye West who was supposedly being cancelled, if the sales of his product that I had with him dropped, then I'll call him up and be like, yo, hey man, this shit's no longer working, I'm cancelling you now. Yes. But I'm not going to cancel you based on feedback from social networking. And when I then do that, I'm feeding into the cancel culture to enable these people to think it's true. They can actually cancel people. Like going back to the point I was making earlier, in the olden days, people were actually cancelled. To cancel someone, you need to actually end the person. It's not some fictional, oh, I don't like this person now. You don't like him too? Or are you cool? If you say you don't like him now, you're cool.
Yeah.
Really? Is that what we're going to now? And if we as a public keep feeding into this, oh, I'm cancelling him too, so I'm cool, that's when this thing keeps continuing. But if we understand, you don't like him, cool, you're never going to buy his shoes anyways. So are you really cancelling him? Yeah. The people that are going to buy his shoes are still going to buy his shoes, so he's still going to get his money. So who is really cancelling who?
That's true.
Do you know what is hurting? What is sad about this whole ideology? It is a pattern that has always repeated itself. So, of course, if we read into history, the major reason why people have been cancelled is religion. Yeah, so if you read into the major religions in the world and go to the regions where this religion have been more popular, you would find stories of so many people who have been cancelled because of their ideology that goes against the norms of the religion. Everybody in
Galileo was cancelled. The guy that said the sun didn't rotate. That's actual cancellation.
Yeah, so
no, they actually took him out. That's what I'm saying. That is cancellation. That's not people beefing on Twitter.
As in, he said the truth and they cancelled him.
That's cancellation. That's real
so
cancel
many,
culture.
Especially in the philosophy world. Most.
I'm actually sorry, right? I just want to ask, what did actually Kanye say? I actually don't know. I actually have no idea. No, Jennings, as in, if you don't know, that's fine. But I actually have no idea.
I know, but...
What did he say? Tell me, Chief. Speak to me, tell me. Don't be shy. Don't worry, this is Kanye's views.
We all believe in the one same God.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
We're all one children.
We're all one children of all the same God.
Yeah, of course.
Wherever religion.
Shout out to our every brothers from every religion.
We're all children of Abraham.
All children. I love every brother and sister. Yeah, but what did he say? I actually genuinely don't know.
I mean, he was just talking about his own personal situation. I don't want to, like, Kanye was just an example. I don't want to specify on Kanye because I don't necessarily agree with what Kanye was saying. I'm just using an example of how people falsely enact cancel culture because they think they cancelled him. They think, oh, beefing online and then Adidas now dropping him is how people get cancelled. I don't think that's the right way to go about it.
Actually, so the reason why I want to bring in this
answer my question.
Let's go. What are you saying, dude?
Yeah, so I'm trying to say we've read into history about these people that have been cancelled before. Killed, of course. That was the way people were cancelled in the past, and we currently all agree it was done wrongly. That shouldn't have been happening. That shouldn't have been done. And mostly, we all agree they were cancelled for the wrong reasons. They don't deserve it. What hurts me the most now is we are repeating the same pattern. People who currently think outside what most people in the society agree with are currently being, let's say, cancelled.
In a way, it's actually correlated with the last topic we had. If you think about it, like generally speaking, is actually
empathy and respect.
Of course.
Yeah.
The thing is, society right now is really diminishing empathy and respect because, listen, if you don't think God exists in heaven, you're a demon. That's just the general fact. You can't say, oh, God exists in hell. If you say God exists in hell, that's blasphemy. You're cancelled. You lose your job. The banks don't want your money anymore. Your designs will be used.
You mean currently?
Currently.
In the past, that's what will happen to you if you say something about God. But currently, if you say something about God, nobody cares. What people worship now is human rights.
Well, you think if I say something vile about Allah, I'll be alive today? Are you kidding me?
If you say, if
no, I'm not gonna. Oh, no, of course, I'm not stupid. But
you
of
see,
course,
so people care about these things in the environment where they care about them. Currently, we are talking about the Western community.
Brother,
right?
I'm telling you,
the cancel culture.
even on this podcast, if I say something about Allah, there's no guarantee I'll live in. There's no guarantee I'll live in this world for a year. For a year.
So don't change the perspective of the argument, right?
I'm not changing it.
We are talking about cancel culture.
Yeah, of course.
Where this is more prominent is in the West, right? Where this is where people get cancelled.
No, but I'm saying even in the West.
So that is what I'm saying.